that?
What was that? You're being recorded.
That was pretty good.
If you guys mind taking one of these, there's a discount in there on our website.
Oh,
You can just scan it. Yeah.
May I stand?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's 2. 10. There we go, bro. I didn't. Don't break for my daughter.
So, we are a little less than 24 hours out from the first event. Things are starting to feel good right now. Still nervous, and that's just gonna always be the case, even if it's powerlifting or strongman. I still get nervous going into a meet. I don't know. We'll see how the next few hours of reloading or refueling go. But so far it's been really good. Got an IV, 2 bags, of about 2 gallons of water in, quite a bit of carbs. So my muscles are starting to feel pretty full, and yeah, feel ready for tomorrow. I am primarily a powerlifter, so to fully prep for strongman is quite a bit different. There's a little bit of intuitive changes where I'm, not just going for a 1 rep max. I'm going for, like, the axle is an AMRAP, so I have to prep for that. Also, I'm not just prepping for 3 events, I'm prepping for 7. Hopefully I get to do all 7. And yeah, it's just a lot more, I guess, skill involved with the strength. It's not just a pure 1 rep max. It kind of varies depending on the movements of what I need to be good at and maximize what I'm already good at, while we're also making up on the lifts that I'm not quite as good at.
Good to go, and yours to wear. Gotta go get it.
Just weighed in. Was a little bit more hectic than I wanted it to be, so I had checked my weight on one of their scales on was it Tuesday? So I compared it to my scale, and it was a little bit lighter than what my scale was. So I was like, all right, actually I don't have to cut quite as much. Got here this morning. Unfortunately, both the scales that they were weighing on were not the one that I tested on, so I was about 1.5 kilos over. Kind of went into like stress mode, ran back home, took a couple hot baths, was able to come back, hit weight, 89 kilos. Super relieved at this point. We're starting to reload on water. Got a drink that is basically a hypotonic mixture of sodium, potassium, and glucose and fructose. Get my electrolytes, get my carbs back filled up. We're gonna get rack heights later today. We're gonna get an IV in a little bit, and yeah, just the rest of the day is kind of just chilling a little bit. We got the rules being later, and yeah, just refuel and come ready to compete tomorrow.
If you have an injury, do not feel ashamed to lay there for a second.
Give a round of applause if you actually heard them compete. Saw it. To have the opportunity to fall in love with the sport that we all.
Oh, you don't need to do that. They'll feel that when you go and weigh.
Hello, how are you? Good. That's good. Alrighty. Come on in.
Yep. How was your flight?
Make some noise and say hello again to the United States.
Very good. How are you?
This time around with OSG would be my 5th year, and I feel like in certain ways it's the same with the prep-wise, learning the events, getting to memorize them, getting them in my body. And the way it's different is if this is now going to be one of my 3rd wins, that's going to tie the most wins of females competitors. And so this is going to be a very historic win for me if that happens. So the mindset during this prep was much more different than the past years for sure. Going this weekend, I always tell myself don't have any expectations, but just leave it all out there on the floor. When you set those expectations, those numbers, sometimes you're so in your head about hitting that, you forget to enjoy the moment, you forget to enjoy the show, and it might even mess you up because you're so in your head about it. So if you just commit to, I'm gonna do my best every single event, that's all you got. Can't ever do better than your best. And so that's how I go to every show, and particularly this one. Leave it all out there.
15?
I could have.
He said 15.
What's up, guys? We're here at day 1 of official Strongman Games. We have the log clean and press today, and then the car yoke carry. So far, feeling pretty good. The recomp went really well. Just dealing with some nerves right now, so hopefully once I start touching the log, those kind of go away. But yeah, feeling good overall. I'm excited to see what I can do. Gonna try the 310 log, the Trump log. If I can get a rep at that, it sets me up for a very good for the rest of the competition to qualify. And yeah, we're gonna start warming up here pretty soon.
If you missed that one and you want to come back for the later, you're welcome to.
Weight number 1, we'll have USA CJ Cross.
Good job, Haack. 3.
Come on, John.
4 repetitions of the clock to beat if you want to be in the lead.
You got it, John. You got another one. Let's go, John.
Hutchinson now. 2.
You got it. Come on. Get your balance.
Look at the finish that
Come on, John.
It's a leg drop! Come on, Jacob, you got it!
John.
Let's go, Jacob! Good clean! Let's go, Jacob! Easy! Come on, Jacob, one more! One more, Jacob! Yes!
Alright guys, so we just finished up event 1, the log clean and press. Warm-ups were feeling a little bit so I was pretty nervous going out there. Definitely felt the nerves, and that kind of causes shaking when I'm holding the rack on the log, and yeah, that just didn't really feel super confident, so I was like, I'm gonna try the 310. Ended up hitting the rep. It was a little bit hard with how tall the ceilings are in here to kind of find your balance point, but once I got the rep, it actually felt pretty good, and I was hoping I could get 2 or 3, but just kind of lost that pop in my legs and couldn't quite lock it out. But did what I came to do, which was just get the 1 rep at 310, not lose too many points on this event. We got the car walk next. We're gonna start warming up for that. Hopefully I can do pretty decent at that one, and then day 2 is gonna be the day I'm looking forward to the most, because those are the events I'm gonna perform well at, I hope. So, all right, we're gonna start warming up here and get after it.
We gotta get someone to put up a bunch of money to have him come over and do less than 1,000 pounds, strongman style. My judge was come on, Lee.
And the effort's away. It's Myers in lane number 4 that really wants his score. Now he's up to the speed. The win with off on ground. And now we're a little bit more. 10 seconds right now. That time's going to be good. Not sure how good. Now we got John Haack in lane at number 1. Lee Shaw is across as well. Andrew Pepe out looking to finish. And 4 strong finishes, all sub 30.
That looked good though.
Yeah, it felt good.
Yeah, you picked it up like really fast. I saw your girl somewhere in the crowd
yeah.
screaming your name.
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear my mom
She
too.
was like, no, hey. I think she called you Bruce.
Oh, probably. I didn't hear that. I just,
Yeah.
but I assumed she would have called me. All right, guys. So we just finished up event 2, the car yoke carry, 800 pounds. I wasn't sure how this was gonna go. I've obviously never carried a car in my life. Yoke was feeling pretty good. I did kind of get a little sickness the last couple weeks of training, so that kind of derailed my yoke training a tad, so I was a little bit nervous about this event. Ended up, the pick felt a little bit heavier than I was expecting, but once I started moving, it wasn't as bad. I wasn't as fast as some of the other guys moving with it, but I didn't drop, which was a big thing. I don't know what my time is. I'm gonna try and figure out where my placing is now. As long as I'm like towards that top 10 today, I think I'm in a good position for tomorrow to make it to day 3. So we're gonna rest up, eat a bunch of food tonight, fuel up, and come ready to finish off tomorrow and get into that top 10.
From this weekend on a personal level, I'm really looking to take away that growth of it just takes a little belief at the beginning. So many people need proof before they know that something works, and it was backwards for me, or the other way around. I believed it first. I believed it from my coach, and this would just be the pinnacle of that belief. So that would be a takeaway, that belief does work. That's something that I want to set the example out for men, women, whoever wants to try the sport. Start with knowing that you can do it, and don't worry about how. Get out of your head. Like I said before, get away from expectations and just leave it all out there. So take that away from me for this one. A lot of people do experience roadblocks in their journey. I actually kind of feel backwards because no matter what, I could come in dead last and I will leave with a smile on my face. I will leave with a takeaway of something, a win, a silver lining. And it's actually a fun back and forth with my coach because he's very, lovely, didn't win. Well, what's wrong? Why aren't you upset? Why aren't you this? And I was like, I can't be upset because, like I said before, you can only leave your best out there. And any competition, I'm gonna leave happy. Doesn't matter what happens.
All right, go ahead, ladies. You're out.
Number 4 of the United States, Chelsea Miller.
On the whistle. Come on, Nadia.
210 pounds, Stowers and Hell looking to go for the 210 out of the gate. Stowers across the press, little balance up top. Stowers goes for the look at the top, she's got it. Stowers has got 3, moves into the lead herself. Chelsea's third time for second place. 20 seconds remaining.
Yep,
Less than 10. Under 5.
I'll come back to you. It felt like the big bitch we used to have.
What is the big issue? Yeah. That's the same one it was. Yeah, it's not your favorite. Oh, you're getting this. Yeah.
I just had
Lord looking for his first rep. Seconds, time to get it done in.
down 1 in the hand. Round 2.
Karina set in lane 1 right now, step by step.
All right, now the reset as the ladies get inside and say hello to lane number 1, Germany's the big director. Lane number 2 from Francais, Angeline Berva. In lane number 3 from the United States, Chelsea Hell. And in lane number 4 from the USA, Nadia Stowers.
Let's go, Chelsea!
On the whistle.
Go. 650 pounds, 50 pounds right now with Stowers with Melville's closing to the lead. 17.27 seconds. This is not me. Put up by USA's Nadia Wallace, number 2. Now it's Stowers, the insane. Who's going to get this? Now Stowers across. 20 seconds remain. 15 seconds. Under 10.
All right, today was day one, 2 events today for Strongman Games. First was the log, warm-ups, felt great. Really going out into the field, it's a different type of log, so you always gotta be on your toes ready for that. That one felt a little dense on my chest, but I was able to get 5. The most I've gotten in training was 7, so can't be too upset at that. That was an event win for me, so coming out of the gate pretty strong. Event number 2, car walk. 650 pounds loaded inside of a literal Volkswagen Beetle shell. Put it on your back, taking it 50 feet one way. I finished. I was very happy with that. A couple drops with the car yoke there, but as long as I pick it back up and keep moving, I'm very happy. Finishes are always what I'm after, so finishing the day on a high for me. Rest of the day, gotta watch the rest of my competitors because it gets me amped up for the rest of the comp, and then shower, sleep, and get dog again tomorrow.
Alright guys, so we're here, day 2 of OSG. Yesterday went pretty decent. I did about as well as I would have liked. I'm right around middle of the pack. I think I'm in 16th place out of 35 competitors. Would have been nice to be a little bit close to the front, but it wasn't so much that I underperformed. It's just some of these guys are absolute freaks. Someone did that car walk in like 9 seconds. I don't know how, I don't think I could move 50 feet in 9 seconds without any weight on my back. So yeah, props to them. But day 2 is the day I'm looking forward to. We have the axle bar deadlifts today. So we have either a 595 or a 700 pound axle bar to choose from. I'm obviously gonna go for the 700. Hoping to get like 8 to 10 reps on that. The one thing that does kind of suck a little bit is the guys that, there's about 2 or 3 guys that can really push me on that, but they get to go in the heat after me, so I kind of have to sell out on this one. I was hoping that I would go after them and could kind of gauge what I needed to win, but we're just gonna send it, hopefully get that like 10 reps or so, and then we are moving on to the sandbag medley, which is 2 sandbag runs 50 feet, load them onto a sled, and then push the sled back the 50 feet. Total weight is going to be about 575 pounds without the weight of the sled, so it's a pretty heavy sled to push. I'm a little bit nervous about what footwear to wear because the floor isn't the stickiest, and that's kind of where I'm going to lose points if I'm pretty fast at this event, but yeah, we'll see. I need to do well today to make it in the top 10, and yeah, that's the goal, so stay tuned.
Come on, John! The whistle. Come on, John!
700 pounds right now. 5 reps to mark the beat.
Keep it going, John.
Well, as is Will Clark from England, Brett Summers making a little bit of distance there. That's 275 pounds in the sandbag. Off they go, 33.57 seconds. John Haack edging out Andrew. He gets the time of 31.95 seconds.
You were coming out and they're like, oh, Haack won't beat you. And I was like, I've been training with him. He's the only one that's going to beat you.
I started dying towards the end there.
I saw you were slowing, but you were fine. How are we feeling?
Oh, exhausted. Basically, coming into today, I was in 6th place, or 16th. Needed to make top 10. I knew deadlift was going to be a really good event. I was hoping the sandbag was as well. Had to really push it on the deadlift, so I was a little bit nervous. Going to the sandbag after the deadlift, my glutes, hamstrings, quads were just on fire. Didn't even warm up for the sandbag, and yeah, I ended up flying through it. Started to kind of gas out the last like 10-15 feet on the sled push, but managed to eke through, and yeah, we made it to day 3. I don't know what my placing is right now, but going into today, I didn't think first place or podium was really on the table, but I think I'm in a good position now.
Honestly, I think this is kind of one of those aspects of the sport that I feel like I don't have as much of a weakness in. Like, I do have the nerves going into the competition, whether that's powerlifting or strongman, but I feel like I can kind of handle that, the mentality aspect of it, where I know what I'm capable of. I'm not like pushing myself too hard. I'm very realistic with my goals, and like, I don't let a bad workout really kind of get me down. I'm pretty good at moving on or adjusting the training to kind of match it. So I would be disappointed if I don't make it to day 3. But at the same time, looking at the roster, there's just so many, like, my weight class is so stacked. There's multiple world champions, multiple guys that have won other big shows against, like, a lot of these guys have beaten each other. There's no clear favorite. And yeah, so definitely that top 10 is kind of my low end goal. Top 5 into podium, and then obviously I'm here to win. So yeah, that's the big goal, is to win. But yeah, I guess just not make too many mistakes, make that top 10, and don't get hurt are kind of the baseline goals.
What would you be happy with?
I would say top 5 would be like where I'm happy. I'd be like satisfied with top 10, and then anything above top 5 is I'm gonna feel ecstatic.
It's like
Right there. Thank you.
Oh my gosh! It was for when you were on deck.
Down. Lift. Down. Lift. Down. Lift. Down. Lift. Down. Lift. Good job, Nadia.
Yeah, I guess.
$36 kilograms. 50 foot down in the sled. Our next group is stage Canada's Josie Shepherd in lane number 1. Germany's in lane number 2. Wales, quarterfinal in lane number 3. And Nadia Stowers from the United States in lane number 4.
Day 2 official Strongman Games. Today was deadlifts and our sandbag medley. Came out of the gate strong. 5'10" deadlift. That was an event win, 7 reps. That was a very good surprise because after 5, you start to see the lights, the stars, and you're like, all right. At that point, you give it everything you got. Second event, the sandbag medley. This one I was very proud of because the Husafel sandbag is something that I've struggled with the entire year. They kicked my ass. And this time I picked it, didn't drop it, made it all the way to the sled. Unfortunately, last year I tore my left Achilles and my right did a lot of compensation for that. So my right side partially tore. Feels the exact same as the left. But don't feel sorry for me. I'm very proud of day 2 and it still only dropped me to 3rd place, so like, even more proud of that. Getting taped up, getting assessed, and seeing about day 3, because you know we don't have quit in us though. This is strength. It builds your character. It's more than just picking up weights. It's more than just, oh cool, I threw a sandbag. It builds you from the inside out. So the more you do this, the stronger you get, the more confident you get, and at that point you're just mentally equipped to handle everything. Like I said, our gym's been in chaos, our home's been in chaos, and this is just kind of one more thing where other people would pile it on and have a meltdown. All right, just one more, get it over with. You have your 5 seconds of cry time, your little pity party, and you gotta move on. Because this crying, panicking is not gonna help anybody. You gotta move on. So tomorrow is finals, and even with the torn, it brought me from 1st to 3rd, so barely only 2 places, which is amazing. I am gonna come here for my animal family because they've come all the way out here to a strongman show. They're not very familiar with it, yet they still have the courage to bring a team, cameras, everybody, a booth, and they sponsored the Wrecking Ball Hold. It's one of my favorite events. So if nothing else, I'm gonna be there for that Wrecking Ball Hold, but we're gonna assess, put a boot on me, and see if I can just finish out the show. Placing at this point doesn't matter. It's just proving to yourself you have that grit. You have that character to finish something and see it through. So we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Lane 2 is the bar lane. You're going to put your left hand on the far pole, bags go left to right. Nice. Don't worry, I'm the same. I'm like, left, no, this is left. Yeah.
I literally can't go back any further.
Representing France, and then number 2, the United States, Nadia Stowers. Athletes are away. Nadia yesterday during the sandbag using plenty of upper body power. Rising that weight to the left leg, starting through the first 4 pads. Look at that on 2. 4 flags. To the system. That's 40 pounds.
Let's go, Nadia.
Alright guys, day 3 official Strongman Games. As I told you guys yesterday, I had a tear in my Achilles, partial tear. We got me suited, booted, taped up, wrapped up, and going to the first event, sandbag toss, was able to get all 6 bags. I believe they said 31 seconds, and that was an event win for me. The only one to finish the whole board, so very proud of that. Yee!
Good job. It got higher as the heavier because it loaded you. So
exactly, yes.
That 40 flew, man. You've never thrown it that good.
And the back didn't hurt at all.
No, it looked, you got faster. The first 3 were slow, and then you sped up.
Yeah,
so
it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt, yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, guys, we're here, day 3, the final day, OSG. Feeling good. We have 3 events today. Coming into today, I am sitting in 3rd place. After the 4 events yesterday, I was tied for 2nd, but they reorder the points based on basically taking out everyone that is outside of the top 10 and then redistributing the points based on how you placed in the first 4 events. So like I said, I'm in 3rd place in the podium position. We got 3 events today. We have the sandbag toss, the wrecking ball hold, and then finish with the Atlas stones. These are all events that I'm strong enough that I can finish them, but a lot of them are very technical, so I have to make sure I'm dialed in for those. They could kind of go either way. If I
perform as I am capable of. I have a real chance of winning, and I'm really excited about that. Honestly, after day one, I was kind of feeling a little bit down, wasn't really feeling confident in making. I felt like I could make day 3, but I really felt like a podium or first place is way off the table. I was pretty far behind in 16th place, but had the perfect day yesterday, and I kind of lucked out. You hate to see some of your friends and best competitors get knocked out, but those are some guys that were really going to be strong players on day 3. So with them out of the picture, I have a real shot at winning this, and yeah, we're gonna kind of just chill for a little bit here. We got a few more hours before my class goes up, but yeah, we're feeling good.
Nice run, Joe.
Haack.
See it. Good job, man.
Hell yeah.
So close.
There you have a score.
No comment right now. No comments later.
Alright guys, so we just finished up event 1 of day 3, which was the sandbag throw. 6 bags, 35 pounds, 40, 40, 45, and then 50. It's over 15 feet. Got through the first 5 bags, and then just ended up barely missing the 50-pounder. Gave it a few tries and just kind of ran out of steam at that point. Ended up taking 4th place overall. Honestly, I thought that's kind of better than I thought I was going to do, just placing-wise. After I missed the 50, I thought I was moving a little bit slower than a lot of the other guys, but based on my time, I actually took 4th, so I'm still in 3rd place overall. We're heading into the Wrecking Ball hold. This is such a wild card event for everyone. No one knows how anyone's going to do on it. It's going to kind of try and shut my brain off and stay in there as long as I can. So we're going to kind of fuel up a little bit again and get after it.
Come on, Nadia! Ready?
All right, so we just finished up event 2 today, which is the animal wrecking ball hold. Did not perform as well as I would like. Came in last on that one. It was brutal. I feel like I didn't get a good starting position. That just kind of set me up to drop it kind of early on. But yeah, it puts me in 6th overall. We're all really close for 3rd place. So I need a really good stone run to finish on the podium. But yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Nadia Stowers for the United States will be in lane number 1. Off they go. Nadia Stowers working off of one leg, doesn't phase her at all. 175 to the single, one push, no problem. Here comes Stone 200. Retro get at 200, on to 225. Nadia get at 225. Now we are all tied up, 250 pounds apiece. Nadia swinging fast around the load. Up and out, yes she does. Retro now. Onto a 250. Stowers at 275. It's time to go. Now 300s for both. Stowers on the over. Retro out. Stowers, yes! Retro, yes! We will see where the scores shake out. Half a point for separating these two athletes from 1st to 2nd place.
Nadia.
Yes, it was. You know where you're standing? You gonna take it off? You know what? You're a winner. You're a winner, chicken dinner. Yeah, baby. That's so awesome. Oh.
John Haack with the 250, 12 to 275. Go,
John!
300, Haack with the speed of 200. Moving well for 300. Haack has him 300. Now, looking at 3 1/4. Back in the ball on 3 1/4, but he's still moving well. Linda, and it is 350. Yes, indeed. He's scoring on 350. Now, Linda. Under 10 seconds.
We wrapped up official Strongman Games, ended up placing 6th overall. Overall, pretty happy with my performance. Day 1, talked about, I ended at being in 16th place after the first 2 events. I was hoping to be a little bit higher than that. I was pretty nervous about being able to make day 3 at that point. I knew day 2 was going to be my strong day, but a lot of the guys ahead of me I thought were going to have a much better day 2 as well, so I didn't know if I was going to gain that many points on them, and was a little bit starting to mentally prepare to not make it to day 3. Ended up absolutely killing it on day 2, took first in both events, made up a lot of ground, and ended up in a tie for 2nd place. Day 3, they reorder the points based on taking out the people that don't make it to day 3, and that put me in 3rd place. And going into day 3, I had pretty high hopes at that point. The events for day 3, I was feeling that if things went well on both the sandbag and the Atlas stones, I would have a very good chance of placing high in those events. The wrecking ball hold was a total mystery for me. I was kind of hoping a lot of the other guys wouldn't be able to last that long on it, because as a powerlifter, I'm not really built for sustained strength, more so like max effort. So I was kind of thinking if the times start getting up well over a minute, then I was going to be at a huge disadvantage. So event 1 on day 3, the sandbag throws, ended up barely missing the 6th bag, but I was able to get the first 5 bags fairly quickly, so that put me in a good position. Going into the 2nd event, I was still, I believe, placed in 3rd at this point, and then kind of went to shit on that wrecking ball hold. Unfortunately, ended up that all the guys were doing 90 seconds plus. One guy even did 3 minutes hold, and he said he could keep going if he wanted to. I started feeling the weight around that 40-second mark, and I felt like I could have pushed a little bit longer, but I didn't think I would be able to push to the point that I would start beating other guys, so I ended up dropping it. I was at about 67 seconds, ended up coming in dead last on that event, and that really set me back pretty far in the standings. Had no chance of 1st or 2nd. I would need a very strong run on the Atlas stones to still podium, get that 3rd place. This was my first time doing all 6 stones in a run. I had done a 380 stone in training after a 4-stone run. So I was like, I knew the strength was there for a 375, which was the final stone. Unfortunately, it felt like all the fatigue of the weekend kind of set in on that last stone, and on top of that, I kind of rushed it a little bit. I could see the guy that I was going head-to-head with, Victor, who I also felt like I needed to beat to get that 3rd place. I could see kind of in the corner of my eye that he was starting to load up the 6 stone, so I tried to go a little bit quicker, and unfortunately, rushing it led to me kind of rolling it up my chest in a pretty inefficient manner, caught the lip of the platform, and just wasted too much energy where I couldn't recover and get that stone. So ended up getting, I believe, 7th on that event, and that set me in 6th place. So overall, I'm very happy with my performance from going from not feeling like I'm gonna make the day 3. Top 10 was a big goal for me. Ended up hitting that. I guess kind of a little bit let down just because going into day 3, I was on such a high from day 2 that it almost like deflated me, especially the wrecking ball hold, to underperform on that event. Like for powerlifting, there's not too many people that are around the same level as me, so you know, I can kind of just do my own meet, and as long as I perform at the level that I can, I'm gonna win pretty easily in powerlifting. But with this show, everyone was so close. There was about 20 guys that easily could have made the top 10 or even podium really on a good day. So we're all just like fighting each other, taking points off of each other, and you really couldn't have one bad event, which is what happened with me on the wrecking ball hold. And yeah, unfortunately that kind of set me back too much on the day. I never thought I'd be at this level. I always knew I was one of those stronger like pound for pound guys. Like it started as like just being like one of the strongest like pound for pound guy in my school, and then like I was nervous about competing, that I wouldn't be at the same level as, you know, some of the other guys, but just kind of kept going along, and the goal, just as I crossed new milestones, the goal just kept getting bigger and bigger. And it never started as like, I think the people that kind of get into the sport with like, oh, I'm gonna be a world champion, are the ones that kind of fail, because there's only so many people that can be a world champion. You have to get in the sport just because you love the process of gaining strength, and eventually those, you know, goals can become realistic and you can start, you know, shooting for those, but you have to just take it step by step.
Is second place representing Germany, Sabrina Rupture. And your 2024 World Strongest 82 kg woman, representing the United States,
After the injury, honestly, it was a bit of a roller coaster, because you kind of assess it and to see, well, can I keep going? What can I do? And honestly, what stood in the forefront of my mind was Animal is here. If nothing else, I need to come back tomorrow and do the wrecking ball. They sponsored that. That's my sponsor. I wanted to be there for my animal family, because you guys come from all over just for the two of us, John Haack and myself. So that was number one. And then after a while, you just kind of let it sink and you process, and you're like, well, I'm already here. And I don't quit things very well, and it's just gonna tear me apart to just sit there and watch everybody else on the field. So I was like, all right, take me up and we'll figure it out. Let's go. So little hop along, and managed to finish and like win the show on that one leg. So that doesn't happen. So it just feels so surreal.
Her best interest in mind for the most part. So you're really trying to, you know, take the emotional side of it out, because you're obviously both crying because you just worked so hard, and then you're like, ah, man. And we had this happen last year, so it's already eating away at us. So we're like, we can't have this go through a whole another year like this. So it really came down to her best interests, and also like risk versus reward. Okay, can it get worse? How much worse can it get? You know, if this is already surgical, we go home and get an MRI done, it has to get fixed anyways. If I tape it up like a boot, you know, and use like the football knowledge of like, hey, let's just nurse it, keep your foot flat, and let's see, you're only a couple points behind first. Let's see, you know, because she wanted to do the first, or the animal event, which is event 2. I said, you might as well do the first event. If it hurts, just pull out anytime. It's the same position we're in now. So I let her make the decision. I don't ever tell her yes or no. I'll lead and give kind of my input of like, this is what I would do. She's watched me, you know, compete in Iceland and tear myself apart and was just supportive the whole way. She never said stop. You know, I was in tears, do the whole thing. So I'm not going to be the first one to tell her to stop because that's not how we whirl. So it was hard. I mean, yesterday was like, I mean, both of us kind of admitted defeat. We're like, damn, we got to come back next year and do all this. So we had those tears of like, we were so close because those events were out of the way. So now today was like, yeah, no problem, you know. So it emotional, but in the same sense, it's like we're riding on those waves. Let's just ride it out, you know, like pull out later if you have to. Like if you feel anything, pull out and we're in the same boat as we're in if we pull out now. So that was it. And of course she is very much gritty as it gets. So it's like, nah, we're here. Let's just go. It's too expensive. It's too this, you know, like if we have to get it fixed, we'll get it fixed at home anyway. So yeah, let's just ride the wave. So, and she did and ended up winning the first event of the day. So of course that was easy. Now we're like, yeah, let's go for the win. Why not? You know? So yeah.
It was after the bag toss, because I honestly didn't expect to be the only person to finish all bags. Like, I know it's tough, but there's usually 2 or 3 around the same thing. But to see I was the only person, and that put me back in first, and I was just like, now let's see if we can just hold on to that. Like you said, that gave me just that little bit of confidence. It was like, well, it didn't hurt. I didn't really need to flex my foot or use my triple extension much. The other 2 events, I don't really need to do the same either. So it's just like, we could actually pull this off. And I feel like that's where I'm mentally strong, where others would maybe be like, well, maybe, it's not gonna be me. Where I flip it in my head and I'm like, why not me? Like, this could happen to somebody else. Somebody else could have this amazing story, but why can't it be you? So it's like, if anybody can pull this off, I have enough confidence in myself. I was like, I can pull this off. And you just stay that mentally strong throughout the entire time. Don't let anybody's negative comments, or it's, oh, are you okay, or don't worry. You have to block all of that out. And just be like, I know what I'm doing. I've got this. And just sail it on out to the very end. This is honestly gonna be one for the books. It's just a bunch of things that go into it. You guys being here, number one, because Animal and Strongman, like they've kind of, but they've never meshed. And so to be one of the athletes that actually brings everybody together, that's historical, that's so monumental, and then getting hurt. Like I felt it on the sled, and immediately it just like that dark cloud starts to settle, and you're just like so close. It was such a good run, and then being able to come out of that just stacks on top and stacks on top, and then just realizing that you could actually pull this off, and knowing this is something that no one can ever take away from me. Like, that was the year I won with 1 foot broken. And like, people, can you believe it or not, but that truly happened. So this will probably be up there with like one of the top ones for sure. As cliche as it sounds, you have to start with belief. Because our experiences, people need proof before like they see it. Oh, it works, now I'll do it. You have to start with that belief. This is gonna work. I don't know how, but it's gonna work. And then once you just stay on that trajectory, it's gonna work. It slowly starts, you'll see it to form. You'll see that start unveiling itself, literally. And once it works, that's all the proof you need, that one shot, and you're like, all right, this works, because you had the belief before the proof. So I tell people, do not count yourself out. Your mental state will take over your entire physical state. If you tell yourself, oh, this is heavy, oh, I'll never do that, you never will. You're setting yourself up for failure right from the beginning. So start out with belief, make that belief strong. Don't let anyone shake that belief, and keep it right here, close to your heart, and it'll guide you on the entire way. Number 1 advice.